What is up, Fearless Networkers? Todd Falcone here with another episode. Wanted to chat with you today. A couple weeks ago, I was in a coaching group and we had somebody who talked about, and I ended up doing a Facebook Live about this, but if you're not, I want to make sure that you guys catch this because I see this is happening too much. So here's the deal. So first of all, we know that, or let me back up. I don't want to assume that we know, so I'm just going to say this. If you're in network marketing, you have to understand that more people are going to say no than yes, right? No matter how good you are, no matter how skilled, no matter how charismatic, outgoing, the reality is anybody who does this is going to have far more people who they approach that say no to them than they have say yes to them. It's just the way it is, right? And so if we know that, and that's very typical in any type of selling situation, whether doesn't matter what you're selling. Very rarely are people in a position where a great majority of the people that they prospect end up doing business with them. So that's just kind of the nature of whether direct selling, network marketing, or traditional selling. But so it is a numbers game. So in other words, we got to put numbers on the board. We have to, we have to be prospecting. We have to be reaching out. You know that, right? If you've been in network marketing for any period of time, a day, a week, you know that, okay, in order for me to make money, I must prospect. And if you don't know that, you need to know that the only way to the money is through prospecting. Now, it could be prospecting and marketing. Bottom line is exposure of your products, your services, your opportunity to people, and presenting somehow, some way, however that's done, live, in person, video, whatever, and then collecting decisions from those people or leading them, helping them lead themselves to a decision. That's a main, that's like a main artery in the network marketing profession. The primary activity that leads to revenue. And there's nobody in the profession that could say, no, Todd, you're wrong. That is a fact. So that's the primary, first and foremost activity that leads to revenue, which ultimately creates other opportunities for us to lead other people, drive additional business, and so on and so forth. So now, because it's a numbers game, here's what happens. Sometimes people can get so focused on the numbers, and this was a discussion that came up, that it's like, I got to get the numbers in. I got to put the numbers on the board, and they just get almost mechanical, where they're just so focused on, I got to do the numbers, I got to put the numbers on the board, that they lose sight of the purpose of the engagement. The purpose of the engagement is not to try to throw, pitch, slap something at somebody. It's to identify people who have a desire for some kind of change in their life through either the products and services that you bring into the market or through your opportunity, or both. They have a desire for change. In other words, there's something that they're dissatisfied with. There's something, they have some pain, some desire, some goal in their life that hasn't yet been accomplished. They want to get rid of something. They want to acquire something. There's something that they're not completely satisfied with. And as a result of that, we are problem solvers. We come to the table as problem solvers. So my biggest point in this message for you today is, even though it's a numbers game and you need to get your numbers up, right? We need to have high numbers. So I don't know what the numbers are. It's different for everybody. For every 10 people that we invite, we might enroll 2, just as an example. I'm not saying that's the numbers. That we don't get lost in the 10 and lose sight of the fact that we need to be focusing on people, slowing down enough to identify their needs, wants, desires, to uncover these items so that we can better serve people, and that we don't, because if we're in too much of a rush, we may not be able to hear, hey, or we not even have taken enough time to hear from a person, hey, this is what's troubling me, or this is what really I'm looking for, and then you could figure out if your opportunity or your products and services, or a combination of both, may be a solution to that individual's problems or things that they desire in their life. But it requires us slowing down in the moment. It's kind of like, I use this example on a Facebook Live the other day. If you were a house painter, you came to my house, and it takes the average, a really good house painter 7 days to paint my house and do it absolutely like an incredibly good job at it. And I hired you to come paint my house, and you painted my house in 2 days, and you came back, and no painter, not even the greatest, most effective painter in the world, could ever paint my house in 2 days. 2 days, and I come back and it's just a mess. It's a shoddy job. It's not. They didn't do a great job at doing what they did, so they were in such a rush that the quality of the work suffered. So that is my main point today. Don't get in such a rush where the quality of your interaction, your meetings, your engagements, wherever you are, be there. Be fully present with whomever it is that you're having a conversation with, online or offline. Don't be distracted. Don't allow yourself to be pulled in different directions. Wherever you are, be fully present and give that person, that moment, that experience, the very best that you've got to give, so that you can create the results that you want for yourself by being a servant, by being a problem solver, not somebody who's just trying to throw something at somebody. Because if we're not solving problems, if we're not relieving pains, then we're really not doing our job, okay? Now, I don't know where you're following me. Maybe you're catching this on my website, which is great. You may be catching me on an audio podcast. If so, if you're on the audio podcast, you want to get the rest of the story and get some free resources to help you be more successful in the network marketing space, go to toddfalcone.com/episode 45. That's toddfalcone.com/episode 45. I appreciate you so much for plugging in on this short episode, but an important one today. Don't forget about the quality of the conversation, the quality of the presentation, the quality of the meeting. Do not be in such a rush. Do the numbers, but slow it down enough where you can make sure that the experience is the kind of experience that it needs to be. We'll see you guys on another episode. Thanks for plugging in. We'll see you next time.